Good morning, Lowlives. It's your boy Rhino coming at you with a magical episode of the Lowlife podcast. And with me, as always, my trusty sidekick, nay, my partner, No Luck Paintworks, Dano.
Oi, oi. We're doing it remote this time.
Yes. Dan, why are we doing this one remote?
We're doing this one remote because it's 8:30 at night on what even day is it? Is it Wednesday? Wednesday, yeah. So you guys might have seen we did an episode last night with Alex Lang, and it was a great episode, and we had a blast. And there was just some, fucking believe it or not, some technical issues. So we're gonna do that one again another time. So in the meantime, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna wing it, and we're gonna get it done for Friday.
Yeah, dude. Shout out to Alex, dude. So sorry. It was a fun episode. It was cool just hanging out with you guys, but it sucks that it was definitely, the more I thought about it, I'm like, that was my fucking fault that I didn't get that mic dialed in, but it was our first 3-person in-person podcast. So,
Right.
it seemed to be going good. Like halfway through the episode, we noticed that his mic wasn't picking up his voice, and we're like, you got to speak louder. But then when I went back to edit it today, I was like, dude, that was fucked up. It was like cutting off every other sentence. If I would have sailed that thing out there and just said, fuck it, like, you guys would not have been happy. And it wouldn't have done Alex justice either, like he had some funny stories and shit. And so we just said, you know what? Let's just re-record, and we're going to do something a little bit different. But before we get into the episode, we're going to do a little light housekeeping. We got some shout outs. We have some updates. Let's just start with our boy. Have you ever met him? Morning in Choppers?
Not in person, no.
I've never met him in person.
Not in person, not yet.
He's been a long time listener of the podcast, and we will definitely link up at some point because he's not too far away. He's down in PA. We're like ships in the night. We just haven't crossed paths, right? But He fucking hooked it the fuck up. He was like, he hit me up and he goes, dude, I can't be watching you guys play CeeLo with some busted ass dice like you're some fucking hobos, So he fucking made us, dude, check this out. The new official CeeLo dice of the Lowlife podcast. It's a little fucking rabbit foot. This thing's cool as shit, dude. It's soft as fuck, too. And the dice, dude. Dice. Beautiful. But there's even more. He gave us both. He stopped making these, and I was fucking so sad that I didn't, at the time, I just never had the cash to, get it. But a key ring, you always packing them dice, boy. And they're nice, they're cool dice, dude. So, dude, huge shout out. That's Born Again Choppers or the Real Roly Poly. We should have him on. I think he actually
should.
At one point, he was like, bro, I've listened to the podcast for fucking 12 years and you've never had me on. So we're definitely going to have him on. And also, I just got to say, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but he sent a little love letter along with the care package. And it starts with, yo, dick faces. I hope you like the dice janks. Well, we fucking do.
Fucking right, we do.
And that's exactly how you should be approaching us. If you see us or you're writing to us, you should be like, hey, you fat piece of shit.
Yeah.
Or, hey, you dick face. And by the way, there's a skull and crossbones, but the bones crossing are penises. There's dicks all over this fucking thing. There's boobies. And
titties, yeah.
He's a fellow Ryan like myself. So we talked about this in the Lost episode with Alex, but there is a Ryan convention in you're invited. I'd like to get to it someday. I'm gonna go there with me and my daughter. It's just Ryans. And everybody puts name tags on it, says Ryan. And you just hang out with a bunch of Ryans. And absolutely
Barrel of monkeys.
no Brian's allowed. And it's funny because I've always been like, Brian, dude, what a fucking cheap ripoff of Ryan, an actual good name.
Mm. Just added a fucking letter.
Yeah, put a B in and a B? Stupid. If your name's Brian, I feel bad for you, son. But you can get your name changed legally. Brian's a good, strong Irish name. But anyways, thanks a ton, dude. He sent some stickers and shit. But we're going to be rolling them bones with your dice until this show rolls over in its grave and dies. Another shout out to another fucking loyal listener, Pizza Overlord, hooked it the fuck up with the fuck 12 thin blue line stickies.
Yep.
I ordered one. He sent two because he's good looking out, dog. He's like, I got to hook up my man El Dano. So we fucking appreciate the shit out of that. I'm going to slap that on the
Thanks, man.
on the back of the fucking Subaru and see what kind of trouble I can get into. Yeah, dude, I think that's it for shout outs. A couple of show updates. Trying to get, you guys saw that we revamped the Patreon. So we got our riff raff, just throwing a buck. Just throw us a buck, throw us a bone. We got the dirt bags, $5. And then our motherfucking hood rats at $10 a month. The tiers have changed. I'm trying to get some shit set up for the hood rats, especially. Obviously, still get the giveaways and all that shit, but we're going to be doing some live streams. We're going to be doing some live Q&As. We also have early access to episodes, but I'm working with these cocksuckers down at fucking Patreon, dude. They have some bugs. What worthless pieces of shit, dude. They're just like, oh yeah, you can connect your Patreon to your Spotify, and then it'll just be available. So the idea is whenever I upload the episode to Spotify, you'll get it on Spotify. If you're part of Patreon in either the $5 or $10, you'll get early, ad-free, and all the bonus content is going to be on Spotify. But they're like, oh yeah, you did something wrong. And I was like, no, I did exactly what I was supposed to do. And then they wrote back and they're like, oh yeah, there was a bug. So there's like some bug they're working through. But once they get that fucking shit sorted, when I post an episode, if I record on a Monday and I get it posted on a Tuesday, you get it Tuesday. You'll always get it at least on Thursday at the very latest. I get them updated on the Thursday. So early and ad-free. We're still going to have our sponsors, obviously, because they're our boys. But none of the bullshit fucking, like wet wipes ads or whatever the fuck Spotify runs. And it'll be early, and you can listen to it right on Spotify. You don't have to fucking open the Patreon app or something. And that's all the bonus content. So if $5 a month, that's the price of a fucking Sixer, a PBR, dude, a month, and you get early, ad-free, and bonus content along with the Discord and the lives and all that bullshit. So go sign up. Go sign up today. Go sign up right fucking now. We got big plans for 2025, and it costs a lot of money, so please help us out. Speaking of giveaways, I gotta go solo on this one. Bumbleclap, the original bad boy. Look at these motherfucking tough guy bars, dude. This is like his signature bar, Oxford Co-Choppers. We're gonna be running this giveaway. We want to do a giveaway like Christmas, like our Christmas episode. We're going to be running it now till Christmas. You measured your head. I think these are 12 inches or 10-inch rise. Let me measure it with my dick. You gotta stack it like 10 times. Yeah. But dude, these fucking things, if you haven't seen, they're heavy as fuck. They're the toughest bars you'll ever see. Sign up. $10 a month. It's like a raffle. If you put up a raffle for fucking $10, you'd get in on it. So sign up at Patreon at the Hood Rat level. You get all the other shit, all the fucking free content, all the fucking bonus shit. And we are 100% doing a live Q&A with the Hood Rats. So Get in on that shit. Get in on this giveaway. We have a bunch of shit lined up in 2025. It's going to be a good fucking time. But technology, dude, is holding us back. Like every single fucking little thing I try to do, it's like, it doesn't work. It doesn't work right out of the box. It's always fucking something.
2 steps forward, 3 steps back.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Like when I was editing today's episode, I wanted to fucking cry. I was just like, not again, dude. Not again, you know? But I couldn't release, with a good conscience, I couldn't release bullshit like that, you know, with bad audio.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. So
Yeah.
that's my pledge to you guys. You suffered through a few episodes of shitty audio, and I'm not going to do that again. So we're here on a Wednesday night. We have to wait until our babies were asleep. But hey, we're making it happen. The other update. You want to do this one?
The show. So as of right now, it's all still in its infancy, but we're going to have a sit down here shortly, and hopefully we're going to be doing a pretty big show next year. So yeah, I don't really know how much we should really put out just because it's still very, very, very new. We haven't even talked to the potential cohorts with this whole thing, but it could be really cool. It could be really big. And as usual, we're going to try and use it as an opportunity to bring up as many people that, you know, we love and support as we can. And yeah, hopefully it'll be a good thing. So we'll have more information on that within the next few weeks, I would think.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to have a show. If you want to be a part of it, we're definitely doing a show. This is going to be our biggest one yet. I have a good feeling about it.
Yeah.
We're going to make it happen, Cap'n. The other show, actually, this isn't a show. This is just for funsies. But this is just for you, the local chopper community, the local bike community. If you listen to this show, you are cordially invited to the Lowlife Leftovers. It's going to be a garage night. Used to be called, what they call it, Chopsgiving, but
Chop luck.
Chop luck, yeah. We used to do chop luck. It's a potluck. You bring fucking food, you hang out, you drink beer, you drink booze, smoke weed, bump lines, shoot heroin. Man, probably do that before you get in here.
We got to draw the line somewhere.
No booting up in my garage, but you can drink as much beer as you want. We're going to do it at my place. So it's going to be December 14th. December 14th. We're day drinking, buddy. We're doing it at noon. Till probably like noon till 5, but with the caveat that if I get super shit faced, it just goes till question mark until I'm done partying. Until I have to go finger bang and go nights. But yeah, dude, the Lowlife Leftover Show. If you want to come, just DM for the address. And if you're not a fucking psychopath, I'll give it to you because it's my home. And we're just going to do a garage day. I'm hoping to have a bum barrel just burning outside. We're going to have to wait and see. Currently, there is no burning in my town. It is fucking forest fire time. So
it's to rain tomorrow and the next day, I think.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah, and this is in December, so there'll probably be snow on the ground. Who knows? But yeah, it's a potluck. So just DM us. We're not going to have a fucking registry on what to bring. You just bring whatever you want. I don't give a fuck if there's 3 things of buffalo chicken dip. In fact, that would be great. I love buffalo chicken.
Hell yeah.
Buffalo chicken dip does not like me though. But
oh man.
Yeah. I'm gonna just fucking, I don't know what I'm gonna make yet, but yeah, eat some food, hang out, day drink. It's gonna on a Saturday. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
Everybody's invited. Everybody's invited. If you can make it, it doesn't even matter. I don't care if you have a motorcycle. If you listen to this, if you're listening to my voice right now, you're invited. But don't get weird, okay? Because
I'll have
everybody.
There'll be CeeLo.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's gonna be events. Yeah, so we're gonna do CeeLo.
Definitely have Stump.
Yep. Which you already explained. I asked last night because I've never played it, and I didn't know what it was. So, and it's a very unique game. I've never seen anybody else play it either. I've been around the block, bro.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody. Where does it come from and what is it?
I don't know, man. I learned it. I was probably like 19, 20 at a party, and this dude I knew just kind of whipped it out at a party. We were actually at someone else's house, and instead of using a stump, we were using like a banister outside on their porch, which they weren't very happy about. But I got the gist of the rules. So, long story short,
Just
you get a hammer, right?
Porch.
It was a long time ago, allegedly. So you have your hammer, right? There's a stump. The goal is to be the last nail standing. So you're hitting everybody else's nails except for your own, right? You want to be the last one standing. So you can hit the nails one of three ways. You can flip the hammer one time, and then you get to hit once. If you do it underneath or between your legs, you get to swing twice. If you do it behind your back, you get to swing 3 times. But where and how you catch it is how you swing it. So you can't like flip it and then go, all right, I want to hit his nail and get all fucking squared away and then swing. You swing it, catch it, and fucking go like right away. All of
This is like a regular claw hammer, right? So if it's backwards, you just got to swing it.
Yeah.
Hope for the best.
Yeah, if you grab it right on the nose of the ball peen or whatever, if you grab it, like you're smashing your knuckles,
It's
or
like
you can
punch the nail in.
But yeah,
It sounds like
it
sounds wicked dangerous too, especially when you're drinking.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, I'll bring my big framing hammer and I'll have a stump, so I'll drag that thing up there and a shit ton of nails, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
How big are the nails? Are they like 3-inch nails?
Yeah, I get like 3.5 inch, just so you have like a fair amount of meat. You know what I mean? Some people like you play with. We had a buddy who was a carpenter, used to come to bike nights, and I mean, obviously the dude's hitting 1,000 nails or so a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So him playing stump, it was like, dude, it ain't fun. Like he's just fucking getting them in one go. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but yeah, it's a good time. Bring ones because we'll turn that into a gambling thing too.
Oh yeah, lots of ones.
And then
we got the CeeLo and the stump. So how do you gamble on stump then?
Same as
it's like
$1 in it.
It's like you take pound. So like you have 5 guys around a stump, and then everybody throws in some money, and then whoever wins. So you're hitting other people's nails, right? So once whoever's nail is left standing is the winner.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited to play some.
There's other little nuances to it that it's fun. There's other little nuances to it, but you learn those as you go.
Yeah. Sick, dude. Yeah, so we're going to do it at my spot. My fucking garage is a goddamn dump right now because I'm installing a toilet. So I just have like fucking tools and cement everywhere and fucking spackle and shit from like doing construction shit, but I'll clean it up for you. And if you're coming from out of state, I know some dudes have already hit us up like, hey, what's going on with the chop luck? It's the Lowlife leftovers. Now it's kind of like our Christmas party / Friendsgiving or whatever. But let us know. Let us know if you need a place to stay. I mean, you're happy to if you're coming from out of state or whatever, you can crash in the studio up here or whatever. One rule I will say is nobody's going inside my house and you use the bathroom. I should have a toilet installed by then, but no strangers are not going into my house with my children. I'm sorry. Yeah, you can shit out in the woods. I don't give a fuck.
There's plenty of woods,
and I might have a toilet by then. Dude. I'm deep into this project. I'm burning out drills and shit. I gotta go to I gotta get one of those hammer drills. That's where I fucked up. I smoked 2 drills already.
Yep.
I'm pouring out 10 inches of concrete with this humongous bit I fucking bought. And I got to do it twice. Once through the foundation, once like straight down through my fucking garage slab. And then I got to put a fucking toilet in there. So,
oh, yeah.
So by the 14th, there might be a toilet in there, but there ain't going to be any walls or privacy.
Yeah. You'll be shitting in front of everybody.
Yeah, definitely take a dump before you get
Yeah.
Yeah, get your shits out in the morning. It's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
And if you do
some wet wipes.
Yeah, if you're doing coke, it's like just go out in the forest. I have 12 acres. You can find a nice tree to lean against.
For sure.
yeah, so I think that's all the updates, right? So we got our show, we got our fucking dice, we got our fucking stickies. One
I
thing,
got 2 hardcore shows.
oh yeah, plug those shows.
Okay, cool. So, coming up next is Saturday, November 30th. La Spada is putting on a punk show. Starts at 8 p.m., $20 to get in Haverhill. Hit them up at F69W for info. The show is Brad Marino, Uniformed Service, and Dark Thoughts. Sounds like a pretty rad show. So if you're in the area and you like punk, go check it out. And then the other one is December 1st. This is the For the Children East Coast show. If you're not familiar, it's a toy drive show. So it's at the Middle East in Cambridge. It's $20 to get in, and you need to bring a toy. A toy is required for entry. Starts at 2 p.m. It says gift cards are accepted with receipts. And think of teenagers when buying toys, not necessarily little kids. But that one's going to be a crazy show. Sophisticated adult, no guard, haywire, on broken wings, and product of waste, led by Colin from Colin of Arabia. So killer show, matinee show, 2 p.m. Get in, get out, go back to what you're doing, support a good cause, and see a bunch of people beat the shit out of each other.
Dude, I saw this video or reel or something of this guy. He's like 40 or something. He's like standing there like this, and he's like, "This is my secret weapon in the mosh pit." Not 40 or whatever. And he has 6-foot long leather jacket arms with spikes and shit on them, and he's like moshing, swinging them around.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude.
I think I've seen that.
Dude, the Middle East, that place is fucking dope as shit, dude.
Yeah.
They used
Yeah,
to
cool. Downstairs, the Middle East.
Yeah, the Winter Expo used to be out there. That was a good show. I hated to see go because it was like always last week of February. It was like my birthday week, and yeah, super awesome.
Yeah,
super awesome spot. I got kicked out of there the first year I went.
Yeah,
because fucking some idiot.
I've been kicked out of the Middle East.
Oh, have you? For what?
I got really fucked up. I don't know, it's just quite a while ago, but Harm's Way and Ringworm came into town. They're 2 of my favorite bands, and they were playing upstairs at the Middle East. And for once, I wasn't driving to the show, so I was drinking a little bit, and I drank a lot of it when we got there, and I ended up just being a fucking dumbass and just like moshing, but not like the correct way or whatever.
Not respectfully.
I was just really fucking drunk. Yeah, I was just being fucking ignorant or whatever. And I've never really been that guy. Yeah, I'm not even like a mosh guy or anything like that. I've never really been, but I don't know, for whatever reason, the whatever I was drinking that night brought it out in me. I ended up getting thrown out. But yeah. Shit happens.
Yeah.
There's only the one.
All's forgiven. All's forgiven. You've been absolved.
Yeah.
Anything you do,
I've been back many times.
Whenever you've been when you're drunk, if you do something stupid when you're drunk, you're automatically redeemed in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah. Fresh start.
Unless you like run over a kid or something, and then they'll come after you.
Mm-hmm.
But this show, we're gonna get into this interview right now. I'm very excited. We're gonna do a get to know your host with El Dano, El Muerto Diaz, El Diablo, and I don't know. How does the story start, Dan? Where did you come from? Where did you slide out of? Were you? Did you float down from the heavens, or did you come out of a pussy like everybody else?
Yeah, I came out of a pussy like everybody else. I hate referring
Your
to
dad
that.
comes in a pussy, and then you come out of one.
About that. Okay. All right.
Sorry, Mrs. Bliss.
All right. Some of us have some unresolved childhood trauma, okay? Yeah, so I was born in Vicenza, Italy, on a military base in 1989. we lived there for like 6 months. Obviously, I have no recollection of it. And then we moved to the States. And then from there, I grew up on Fort Campbell, which is an Army base in Tennessee, right outside of Nashville. Lived there till like I was 10.
Dual citizenship?
No,
Can you
no.
get it?
I think I already missed that boat. I want to say around the time I was like 17, I think I was a junior in high school, and we got a letter in the mail, and it was something about like, hey, if you don't,
Do this soon, you're not eligible.
yeah, if you don't sign this, basically waiving your dual citizenship, you have to come over here and serve 2 years in the military, in the Italian military.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how they do it over there. So yeah, we ended up. Obviously, I didn't do that, but could have been cool.
Yeah, because their military sucks, dude. They have like fucking garlic bread instead of bayonets.
Yeah, no shit. Little shots of espresso. Yeah, but either way, I mean, so I did actually get to go back when I was, I don't know, it was the year before I enlisted, and I got to go back. My stepfather was stationed at the base I was born at, actually. So, no, I'm sorry, it was after my first deployment. It was right when I got home from my first deployment in 2010. And then I got to go over there and like see where I was born and the apartment we lived in and all that shit. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, short-lived, the Italy thing, I don't have any recollection of.
Are you Italian?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm Irish, Scottish, German.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, then we lived in Tennessee till I was 10-ish. And then from there, we moved to a small town in Illinois, right outside of St. Louis. I lived there till I was 13. Yeah, 13. And then I moved to New Hampshire for high school. Went to Pinkerton and Derry, Pinkerton Academy. Graduated in 07. Went to Norwich University, which is a military school in Vermont. It's a military and a civilian school. I did the military side.
So you were like military.
Ended up dropping out of that.
You were like, I'm going in the military from a young age.
Yeah, so every male in my family, as far as I'm aware, as far as I've been able to trace, every male with my last name since we came to America has been in the military, one branch or another. For 4 years or for 30 years, in just some form or fashion. So yeah, I've always kind of known, I'm kind of a stickler on tradition, I guess, but I've always kind of known that I wanted to do that anyways. Yeah, I mean, what I wanted to do changed a bunch of times in the military, but I ended up settling on the Air Force. I did, my freshman year, I technically dropped out of Norwich and I enlisted. I ended up doing 12 years in Air Force Security Forces.
Why did you go Air Force? Did you want to fly planes?
No, on it.
Never
So
wanted to,
like, I want to say it's like something like 2% or less of the Air Force actually flies, but I'll shorten the story. My whole life, I wanted to be a helicopter pilot. I wanted to do combat search and rescue. I wanted to get the SEALs and shit out of bad scenarios or whatever. That was just what I wanted to do. Being on Fort Campbell, I was around helicopters and stuff, especially like Chinooks, a lot. So I always wanted to do that. And then I went to Norwich. Long story short, I went in and was like, hey, I want to be a pilot. And they were like, all right, you got to do these tests. Well, I did the physical test, like you have to do X amount of push-ups and sit-ups and swimming and yada, yada, yada. And then they sent me to MEPS, which is the military entrance processing station or something like that. And that's when I found out I was colorblind.
You're colorblind?
So they're like, yeah. Yeah,
how many fingers am I holding up?
So yeah,
if you're colorblind, can you see? You're a painter, though.
Yeah. That's kind of the.
How do you see color? Like, do you see some weird colors, or is it black and gray?
As far as I'm concerned, no. I see all colors. So the only time colors get weird for me is when two are touching. Like Spider-Man, anything Spider-Man, that red and that blue is like.
What does it look like to you?
Weird. It kind of reminds me of like when you put on 3D glasses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're looking at like the red and blue image. You put on the 3D glasses. It's kind of, I don't know where the two colors actually touch. It's it's like, I don't know, man. It's hard to describe. It's like almost like a gray, but it's like, it's got like a 3D look to it. I don't know. And then like red and green are the same thing. Christmas is weird, but it's not like I've wired trucks and motorcycles and stuff. I can tell the difference between a light green wire and a dark green wire. I just might, from how I've been described, it's been described to me is I see the same like array of colors anybody else would. I just don't see the same like shade or hue. So I tend to, if you go through my Instagram, you'll see I tend to stick to a pretty bulletproof set of colors when I'm painting. So I don't
That's weird.
go
So,
too
yeah,
far
like
off.
so colorblind is like a spectrum, right? It's like not everyone.
Yeah.
So you're colorblind, but you see color.
Yep.
It's just not.
Yep.
Like, how do they? Yeah, I guess how do they know that they're not
I don't know.
colorblind?
I have no idea. The tests are like, there's like a circle and there's a shitload of dots and they're all different colors, but within the same group. You know what I mean? It's light orange, dark orange, bright orange, whatever. And then inside there is a number. Some of the dots are colored differently. So it's like the number 13 is hidden within this image. And if you're colorblind, you can't see it. And I had never done any of those. I remember sitting down looking at that book. I'm 17 years old and I'm flipping through the book. And they're like, tell us what you see in the circles. And I'm like, okay. And I saw a bunch of them. And then I started getting to the middle of the book. And I was like, I don't see one in that one. And I flip and I was like, I don't see one in that one. And I started getting to the point, like, are they fucking with me? Like, I started getting in my head, like, you know what I mean? Is there not really supposed to be something there? And I'm just guessing and they're trying to see if I'm a liar, or am I actually fucking blind? You know what I mean? And at the end, they were like, yeah, you're red, green, colorblind, or red.
Yeah, so
red, green. I don't even remember.
it's like it'll be like a red circle, and then very faintly there'll be like a green 13 or something in the dot.
Yeah,
you can't see it.
You have to trace. Yeah. Yeah. So found that out. So they're like, yeah, you're never gonna be a pilot. So I was like, well, fuck.
Why
that idea?
Why? They're really serious about it. They're like, even if you're like on the spectrum, fuck you.
Oh yeah, dude. Like non-correctable, I think. So it was one of those things too. I also have an astigmatism. So it wasn't necessarily just that, but it was something along the lines of like, it's not correctable to the standard that, and obviously they're flying. I mean, those helicopters and those aircraft are like multi-million-dollar aircraft. So I get it. They got to be pretty strict. So I was like, all right, well, there goes that idea. And then I went back to Norwich and they're like, okay, well, now what do you want to do? And I was like, bombs, EOD. And they were like, no, stupid, you're colorblind. Like, you know, in their head, they're like red wire, green wire. Like, I can tell the difference. But you can't explain to them that. So that basically was like, all right, fuck it, I'm out. And I quit the commission program and I ended up enlisting. And initially, I know every fucking body has this story. And to all the Marines, I apologize, but I was going to join the Marine Corps. I was 17 when I started my first semester at Norwich. And I got through one semester and was like, okay, I'm done. And my roommate and I were going to enlist in the Marine Corps buddy program. We had a date set for MEPS. We had a date set to ship out for boot, all that shit. But I need to get emancipated because I was under 18. And that didn't happen. So I ended up going, my stepfather was in the Air Force. So he talked to me about it and kind of told me the differences in some of the branches and stuff. And I ended up going in the Air Force instead. So, but I did 12 years in the Air Force. It was awesome. Did some really fun shit. But got out in 2020. And yeah, since then, now I'm a mechanic. I work on aerial lifts and bucket trucks and cranes. I'm a mobile aerial tech. So I have a box truck and I drive it around to customer locations and do inspections and repairs and shit on the road. So if you follow me on Instagram, occasionally you'll see if I'm way up in something, I usually post something about it. And yeah, so that's what I do full time now. I also do paint, as you probably know, as like a hobby. In 2020. The short and dry of that story is I didn't have enough money to paint or to pay somebody to paint my bike when I was building the Gypsy Witch. So Joel and a couple people that we worked with kind of convinced me, like, hey, man, you can do this. Like, you can paint it yourself. So I started kind of researching it. And then I got, the paint gun, and I got the paint colors picked out. I got the paint in house, and I started kind of clearing out an area. And then my wife ended up getting COVID. It was like right when the COVID shit happened. So I was home for like 2 weeks or something. It was a minimum. You had to stay home for 14 days or whatever, even if you didn't have it. So I used that time to come out here and just basically fuck around, and I ended up painting my first bike. And then from there I was hooked. So now I fuck around and paint out of my garage, and it's awesome. I love it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. As far as like, I guess, I don't know how I got here. You know what I mean? That's the chronology anyways.
Have you ever flown in a helicopter?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those things
Not
are scary.
in that helicopter.
I know, but like been in one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That shit fucking baffles me, dude. How that thing can fly.
They are the most interesting machines on the face of the planet.
Like, I don't even believe, I think it's magic, dude. Like, even like it's weird to see one like when,
yeah.
Like I used to, actually my buddy, when I was living down in Florida, right across the street was the helipad for like fucking University of Florida Medical Center or whatever. And we'd be on the porch and shit, and we'd be watching these fucking helicopters take off, and you're like, dude, they got like 3 propellers, and they have this huge metal fucking thing just like up into the air. And you're like, dude, that doesn't even look real.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's fucking crazy. In there, dude, they gotta be mad dangerous. Like a plane, that makes sense. It's like it can glide and stuff, but your fucking propeller goes or whatever, you're a rock in the sky. You're just...
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's nuts. But I've had the thought of potentially, down the line, like a midlife crisis retirement scenario, try and see if I can get my own private helicopter license or whatever. But
would they let you do that, like a civilian one?
I think so. Yeah. If it just be me going up and flying around, I don't know that would be a problem. You know what I mean? I don't think their color blindness rules or standards are necessarily so strict.
They're like magic flies
thing
anyway, so it doesn't matter if you see color.
Dude, crazy. Yeah, crazy. But it's awesome. I would love to
never go in a helicopter, ever.
No?
If you put a gun to my head and you were like, get in the helicopter, I'd be like, just shoot me.
Even just to ride in one?
No, never.
Really?
Yeah, I got a bad fear of heights, dude. If I drank enough, I would definitely get into one. I think I'd still be scared.
That's the wrong way to do that.
You don't want to be drunk in a helicopter.
I wouldn't want to be drunk in a helicopter. No fucking way.
That's the only way I can fly a plane. Dude, like, I remember flying in planes when I was like younger. I couldn't drink, and it fucking sucked, dude. I had like panic attacks. Like I'm like in this I'm like a little bit claustrophobic, and I had like a fear of heights. So I was not fun to be sitting next to. But nowadays, I'm just like, get to the airport 2 hours early, pack some nips, and I don't give a fuck if that thing goes down. I'm just like, woo!
Yep.
But helicopter?
I don't know, dude. I don't know, man.
And they always have the doors open in those things.
It's so sick. I love that. Yeah, it's like a convertible.
Yeah. Those are really handy, like military wise, right? I mean, like, because you can go you can land it on top of a building if you want, like fly in. Those fucking things are crazy, dude. I saw this video of fucking, are they Black Hawk helicopters? Like the fucking crazy, like military ones. They have like the gun on the front and shit.
The Apaches probably.
Yeah, that's what.
They're like really slim.
Yeah. And they had this fucking gun, and it was connected to the pilot's helmet, and wherever he would look, dude, the fucking gun would look. And all he has to do is like blink, and just like that fucking whatever he's looking at is gone, evaporated.
Yeah, dude. Those things are cool as fuck,
Dude, insane.
for sure.
I didn't know
Yeah.
like you're like, oh yeah, we got our fucking military kicks ass, and then you see like the technology up close, and you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
But I guess
Yeah.
it's a
I didn't get a whole lot into, yeah. I didn't get a lot of like super high tech crazy shit or whatever, even being in the Air Force, which we get a lot of Gucci gear. But we did get to fuck with some stuff, especially on my last deployment. We got to fuck with some stuff that was in the new vehicles that are, I guess, replacing the MATV or something. And it's pretty crazy. Like, you don't have to get out of the turret to shoot the gun. It's pretty cool.
the Air Force must get most of the money for the military, like because to build a
I don't
plane,
know.
to build a plane like that, I mean those motherfucking things are expensive.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
in the army,
They've
they're
got a
just
lot
like,
of,
here's your boots, here's your pants, and here's a gun.
no, they got helicopters and all sorts
They
of
have
stuff.
helicopters too.
You know what I mean? And
Why they have
yeah,
helicopters? I thought
yeah.
that was Air Force shit.
No, dude. Yeah, we have helicopters as well, combat search and rescue or whatever. But the Army has a lot of helicopters. So does the Marine Corps. So does the Navy. Navy has a shitload of planes.
Oh, I don't know anything about the military. I didn't grow up like in a military.
Coast Guard has it. Yeah, Coast Guard's got a shitload. Like most of their shit is helicopters, I believe.
No shit.
Yeah,
The Coast Guard?
yeah.
Shouldn't they be in boats?
Oh yeah, dude. Dude, the Coast Guard does some pretty rad shit. Like I've considered if I could go back, I probably would go Coast Guard. Those guys do some rad shit.
Who the fuck we were just talking to someone recently that was Coast Guard.
Mm.
I forget who it was.
Were we?
Maybe it was a dream.
Might have been.
No, I think it was like Josh or something.
I'm trying to
Maybe it was
think.
Lex. I don't know.
Huh. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, someone I was talking to. I thought we were talking to. I thought it was a guest, but
I can't remember.
yeah, I didn't know that. I figured like anything in the air was Air Force, anything on the ground was
That's
like
what,
Army, anything on the water was
that's what most
Navy.
people think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's the common
Then why even
perception.
split them up?
Yeah, dude.
Why even split them up? There's too much fucking overlap there, dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought they were like,
But-
oh, we got to go in the air. We need the Air Force.
Right. Yeah, we have a lot of, for the most part, we have a lot of like the air-to-air fighters. We have a lot of like some of the shit we have is like intel planes where they've got, you've probably seen them. It looks like they have a giant blue M&M on the back of them. Like it's just a regular
Yeah.
747 or whatever, but it's got this rotating blue M&M on the back of it. And those are called AWACS. And they're like, the insides of those things are just offices. They're just literally, it's just people at computers. And all they're doing is like surveillance and intelligence and all sorts of shit.
All right. So if you're not flying in the Air Force, what are you doing? What did you do?
I was security forces, so we guarded the base and shit like that.
Like an Air Force base?
Yeah, Air Force bases are, any of the like the deployed locations and shit like that. We do convoy operations. I did a little bit of advanced designated marksmanship and shit like that. So we don't have like a full blown like infantry. We are gate guards, and we just kind of protect the base, and we occasionally get to go out on like some mission type shit, usually attached to the Army. But yeah, it was a pretty cool career field. I got to be around guns all the time. That was cool. Get trained in a lot of the different firearm platforms that the military has. Air Force Security Forces, when you're on duty, I don't know if it's still the case, but when I was in, they're the only government agency that's allowed to carry with a round in the chamber on fire in the holster, and including like alphabet agencies. That's what I was told. But security forces, like active duty too, they're also in charge of protecting like nuclear sites, any sort of like national critical assets or shit like that. You know what I mean? They're gate guards for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So checking a lot of IDs, sitting in towers with a machine gun, overwatching this particular section, shit like that.
So when you join the Air Force, they have like
But I mean,
like you go through like a basic training. Is it the same as like the other branches, or is it like different?
it's different. I mean, each one has their own thing, and each one will tell you theirs is tougher than the others. But yeah, it's you go through, and it's the same kind of shit. They treat you like dog shit to break you down, and then they build you back up, and you learn how to march, and you learn how to low crawl and clean a gun and all that other shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I forget how long ours was. I think it was 14 weeks.
So when you get through that shit,
And
like
you know,
I guess, do you get to choose what you do, or are they just like you're good at this, you do this?
so it depends. Yeah. I mean, when you go through boot camp
Mm.
and then if you're like a high performer or whatever, you get a dream sheet. Everybody gets a dream sheet and you get to put on there like these are the top 3 jobs that I want and these are the top 3 bases that I want to be stationed at. And depending on like how you're ranked and what
Oh, you
big air
get to choose like where you're stationed. You're like, oh, I want to go Hawaii or fucking.
to an extent. If they need, say it was me and it was like, okay, I'm going security forces and I want to go to Hawaii. If they didn't need any security forces people,
Yeah.
Hawaii, you don't get, it doesn't matter if you're number 1. You know what I mean? So it's based on need, but yeah, for the most part, it depends. It's all like performance based, so to speak.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you figure out your job from there. But I actually, and you can also, there's ways around shit like that too, where like your recruiter can set it. So it's like, no matter what, you're getting this billet that you're asking for. Like if you are like, I want security forces or nothing, which is what I did. They can actually write it into your contract that regardless you're going security forces.
Oh no shit.
So, and if you go guard and reserves, I'm pretty sure you get to pick 2. So, but yeah,
So it's kind of like when you sign up, you have a contract, and you're like, I'm signing up on the assumption that this is, or like under the agreement that this is what I'm going to do. Otherwise, I'm not interested.
right. And what you have to realize if you're a young person listening to this right now, thinking about joining the military, it's still the government. They're going to fucking put you where they're going to fucking put you. You know what I mean? Like you don't get to go, excuse me, I asked to go to Hawaii. That's not how it works.
Like in basic training, they go,
necessarily,
you're now property of Uncle Sam.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, when you raise your right hand, that's it. You do what you do what you're told or they push you the fuck out. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I ended up in Lackland for 4 years.
Lackland?
Lackland, San Antonio, Texas, which fucking love that place. I miss San Antonio. It's great. Good time down there. Did a lot of time in El Paso, Texas for a bunch of training and shit. So I miss Texas for sure. I did most of my time in Texas. And then
so cool, dude. I've been there a few times and I'm just like, what the fuck? It's so big. I've only been to like really like the Dallas area. I haven't been down to like San Antonio or Austin. I heard is the shit.
Austin's great.
It's just a cool state. It's fucking humongous, dude.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. Yep, but it's got a little bit of everything. So yeah, I did that. I did 4 years down there, and then I actually went and transitioned into the Guard to go back to school. So I transitioned into the Vermont Guard, and I did the rest of my deployment or the rest of my time up here. But yeah, got out 2020, and
well, like the National Guard, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you transition, and that's like a reserve part of the armed forces or whatever, right?
Part-time military, yeah. Okay. You put on once a month, 1 weekend a month, you put on your cobblestone pajamas and go up and pretend to play like you're in the military. I did my deployments with the Guard.
Where'd you go to school?
For like college?
Yeah.
I went to Norwich University. It's technically the first military college in America, 1819.
Good.
Yeah, so went there. They have a Corps of Cadets, like a ROTC program, but it's like your freshman year, especially. It's an all day, every day thing. You go through it's like a boot camp process type deal, but it's for like fucking 8 months. I don't know what it's like now, but it's called being a rook. Your first year, you're a rook. Rookdom was pretty tough back then. But yeah. So Norwich was, I wouldn't recommend it.
Not a party school.
It's a dry campus.
Oh, fuck. Ouch.
So anytime you get caught, you get a VAP, violation of alcohol policy. And in the Corps of Cadets, the main way that they punish you, so military school, it's got like, just picture the big parade ground, right? It's got all the trees and all the old colonial looking buildings all around it. It's a big oval. Well, there's this one stretch of this parade ground where if you get a VAP or you miss formation X amount of times or whatever, and you're getting punished, you get tours. One tour is 1 hour. So on a Sunday morning, if you have tours, you have to show up at like, I don't know, I think it was like 6:30 in the morning in your full fucking dress with your M14 rifle. And you have to walk back and forth for 1 hour, and that's one tour. Traditionally, when you get a VAP, you get like 15 tours.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, I did quite a few. It wasn't fun, but that's how you get punished.
Yeah.
And it was like, instead of, doing whatever else you want to do on Sunday morning, you're going to go fucking walk for 8 hours. And it's like a really slow march, and there's someone watching you the whole time. Like, you can't fuck off. You can't stop for a butt. You get a break for lunch. Shit like that. It's just a bunch of dumb shit. Yeah, and then I ended up dropping out of there with 3 credits shy of a bachelor's degree.
No
But
shit. Are you still shy? You never,
really no
you never,
point now.
you never finished up school, huh?
So technically, I tried on my last deployment. You can take these tests that they offer, where basically you go sit down and there's no like study material. You sit down and take the test, and if you pass the test, you get the college credit. So it's just like, if you already know the material, or if you've studied on your own or whatever, if you know it well enough, you can get college credits for it. So I tried to do it. I think it was like, dude, literally it's American literature, I think, that's holding me up from a degree. And I tried to take that test, and it was like a paragraph, and it was like, what author wrote this and in what year? It was like, okay, I'm not going to know that shit. So I ended up getting like a 3% on that test. So, but I'd have to re-enroll in school. I'd have to do online classes.
Yeah.
I don't have fucking time for that shit.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be doing secondary education shit, I'm going to get welding certs or something. I'm not going to do a fucking American literature.
Oh yeah, dude. Nowadays, like, I tell my kids, they're like, they hate school, and I'm like, you ain't got to go to school, dude. If you want to drop out when you're 16, go into be an electrician or something. You're gonna be making bank, dude, and you're gonna have zero debt.
Right.
Back in the day, though, like, I dropped out of high school. I didn't go to college. I felt like a fucking loser, dude, forever. And I could get shit for jobs,
Yeah, they pushed it hard. I remember being a kid, and it was like, if you don't go to college, you're destined to be a fuck up.
Oh, yeah.
It was drilled in my head.
Yeah. That's what, like, I fucking moved away because I didn't want to see, like, I didn't want to be, like, hometown, like, oh, hey, how you doing? I remember, like, I was working at a convenience store, and this kid I went to school with from preschool, and him and his dad come in, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to fucking whatever college, I'm studying fucking whatever. And I was like, I work at a convenience store. And they like just start cracking up. But once you get older, you're like, like I would say I'm pretty successful now. I had to work my ass off, and I just got lucky with some opportunities, and then I made it, But
Yeah.
back when you're young, if you're not in the military and you're not in college and you're just fucking off, you feel like a fucking loser, But I wish I would have went and just fucking did like something constructive, I was such a fuck up though back then. Like, I wouldn't have been able to be an electrician, Now I could, and you make fucking $100 an hour. You know.
Yep. Yeah, that was never an option. That was never. No one ever said that to me. No one ever was like, "Hey, dude, if you go learn how to weld,
Oh yeah.
you'll make a lot of money, and like that's a sustainable living."
But dude, I caught up with you. If you catch up with those dudes that did that, like one of my boys, fucking, he left high school and he was an electrician, and that fucking guy he was making six figures in his 20s. You know.
Yep.
Because
Yeah, I
he
guess.
was like, yeah, just fucking go full bore into the fucking trades.
Yeah, I got a buddy same way. Shout out RMS Ironworks. My buddy Ryan Surratt. I met him sophomore year. He went and was doing the welding shit in the co-ops or whatever, and he owns an incredibly successful ironworks company now. And yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I want to tell my kids, like, watch that, see that. Don't do to fucking go to school and then drop out because you're a fuck up and then join the mill.
Yeah.
Don't do that shit. Like, figure out what you like. And if you don't know yet, don't go spend a fucking $100,000 on an education to figure it out.
Yeah.
That's the craziest shit ever.
Yeah.
But
if you get your foot in the door somewhere, anywhere. I mean, trades are great now because like nobody wants to do that shit. But like, if you get your foot in the door anywhere and you work your ass off, and get like promoted and shit, nobody gives a fuck about your education, you know?
Right.
Like I was going job searching now, and like my latest job, you know, I don't even put education on my resume.
Yeah.
I can't even prove it. I actually called up like to try to get my GED. They were like, "Oh, part of the background check was like, oh, we can't find your GED." And I called the place, and they're like, "We don't have it."
Oh shit.
Yeah, but I was, doesn't matter. They're like GED, dude. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. Never been a thing, and it's like my degree would have been in criminal justice anyways. Like, and that was only because I started out kinesiology. I wanted to be like a trainer, like sports medicine.
What?
And
kinesiology?
Yeah, it's like the study of the body, how it moves, how it works, or whatever. You know what I mean? So I did that freshman year, and I think a little bit of my sophomore year, and then I switched because I was failing like all the math classes. I can't. I think it's more so sitting in a classroom for X amount of hours and listening to someone fucking drone on about numbers. Cause like I can do math in the real world, but I always flunked out of fucking math classes. So that shit was holding me back. I wasn't going to graduate on that degree path anyways, or whatever.
Yeah.
So the running joke at Norwich was CJ the easy way. So it was like, I know if I just go do that and catch up on some stupid fucking classes, I'll get a degree. You know what I mean? I was in the military. I thought that was going to be a career thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was going to do 20 and then some. And then I had kids and that was it for me. But
yeah, so
yeah,
you just retire. Are you retired from the military, or what's the?
No, I just got out. I did 3-4 year enlistments. So every 4 years, you got to go back and raise your right hand and say, "I'll give you another 4."
Okay.
I just didn't re-enlist on this one.
And how does it work? If you make 20 years, then you can retire from the military?
Yeah, I mean, there's some other shit, like you can get medically retired. But yeah, traditionally you do 20 years of good time. And then I think it's like, there's a certain age you have to be to start collecting. But after that certain age, you collect a pension.
Oh, you actually get a pension. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good pension. And if you can stick it out the 20 plus, it's totally worth it. And I have other potential ideas in the future of ways that I can make up that time in some sort of a federal capacity, but not in the military. You know what I mean? To try and make up that time, and it still counts. But yeah, so I just had enough. I just got out.
The other thing we wanted to talk about, and I don't know how much you remember about this, but it seems that guys in the military they make some money and they can't spend it on anything, and they usually end up buying a bike. Is that how you got into bikes?
Actually, no, it's not. Wow, now that you say that, I never bought a bike.
You never bought a bike?
I never. So I was a late bloomer with bikes. I don't have the story of like I rode dirt bikes and shit as a kid. I had a very not mechanical upbringing, I guess. I just went around. We were in apartments a lot, and then like my stepfather wasn't into gas powered vehicle like fun shit. You know what I mean? So I didn't have that. It was more so just I remember. I think my first like motorcycle related memory was we lived in this little town in Illinois, and I was bussing tables at the church, like Sunday brunches or whatever the fuck they were, in this little tiny town. And I remember I was in there, and we were kids. We weren't working like for money, so it was like a volunteer thing, community service type deal. And an MC came in, like a fucking, it must have been 25 of them, and they took up this whole table, and I waited on them and busted the table or whatever, and they left me a fucking huge tip. Like they left me $100 bill.
Oh, fuck. How old were you?
Yeah. Fuck, man. I was, I don't know, 10, 11, 12.
$100 is a lot, dude.
Yeah, dude, it was a lot.
Preteen.
Yeah. I don't remember what happened with that $100, but either way, it was just, you know what I mean? It was one of those things where it stuck in my head where my only other interactions were always like, stay away, like bad guys. You know, and it was like they just gave me $100 because I threw their plates away, and it seemed so bad to me, you know. So that kind of was like, you know, and seeing their bikes outside and all that other shit, that was kind of like my first, maybe that was the catalyst. But realistically, what it came down to is when I came home from Norwich, I started hanging around with some guys around here that were like, they're really big into drifting. One of them's a pro drifter, Ryan Turk, which hopefully we'll have him on for an episode at some point. But him and his brothers, Justin and Evan, and our buddy Ian, we all lived together. They were all big into drifting. A bunch of them had bikes and shit. So that was kind of like, oh, I'm around people who are into this shit now. Like, I can have these guys teach me. I didn't know how to ride. I didn't know how to wrench on shit when I was 21.
Yeah.
I think it was probably 22, 23 when those guys started teaching me. I learned how to ride on I think it was a KZ 110, in our backyard in Auburn. And then I ended up buying, it was a 1981 Honda CM 400T. I bought it from some dude over in Nashua, and
a 400 CMT?
CM 400T.
I had one of those, yeah. They had the weird hubcaps that were like the
3-spoke
on each side or whatever.
Yeah. They're super weird. That thing was pretty cool, but it was a dual cylinder bike, or I'm not dual cylinder, dual carburetor bike. And when I got it for like $400. The guy's like, yeah, it runs fine. And I remember starting it, or having him start it or whatever. And I brought my buddy Ryan Turk with me because I didn't know how to ride it. So I had to bring somebody with me. And as soon as we started, dude was fucking hissing white smoke. Nothing but white smoke, dude. Just hissing. And I'm kind of looking at him like, is that okay? And he's looking at me like, it's not great, but it's not the worst. And I was like, can you go take it for a rip? And he rode it up and down the street, dude, filled the fucking street with white smoke. He came back and he was like, I don't know that it's a good idea, man. Like, I don't know. It's a lot of smoke. And I was like, fuck it, $400. And I just bought it anyways.
400, yeah.
Yeah, it's $400. So
I think I bought mine for like $400. Yeah.
I wonder if it was the same one. That'd be hilarious. But yeah, I got it back, and I ended up basically like just sitting in the driveway and understanding like that's where the clutch grabs, and okay, that's, you know, they're the gears, and then the thing wouldn't run. So I had to have those guys kind of teach me how to like take the carburetor apart, clean the carb or whatever. And then I put the carb back on, got it running, and sold it for $400 like that week.
Yeah.
And then the next thing I bought was is a 1988 883 Sportster. and it
Oh,
ended up
you
being
leapfrogged right up to the sporty.
Yep. Oh, that's right. No, you're right. I did have I had a CV 750 for a minute.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I did. Yeah, oh, that's right. That was the one I flipped right away. The CB I had, I got running and then got rid of for whatever reason because I wanted a Harley. And then, yeah, Justin came out to Rutland, Vermont. We picked up the Sportster and brought it back. It had a fucking split tank on it. Had like
On an 883?
and the whole like, oh yeah, dude, it looked goofy. The mags were powder coated red, like oxblood red, which was pretty cool. But I immediately cut into that thing and fucking chopped the fender off it and all the dumb shit you do with your first bike. But yeah, that bike ended up becoming the Gypsy Witch, and then
That was the Gypsy Witch.
Like,
oh, fuck yeah, dude.
That ended up, which is still sitting in the shed right now. So pretty cool. I don't have a lot of sentimental attachment to bikes and shit like that, but it is pretty cool when you think about it. Like that's my first Harley motor, and it's still sitting out there.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
No shit.
But yeah, so once I was around those dudes and they taught me how to ride, and I'd go out and those guys are fucking straight up wheelmen, like some of the best riders I've ever seen.
So how do you know the Turret guys? They went to the same school?
They did go to Pinkerton, yeah, but so I met him through a buddy of mine, a buddy that I went to high school with. He knew them or whatever, and then I ended up working at the bar downtown and meeting those dudes, and then I was sleeping on their couch for probably close to a year. And then
I was surfing for a year.
Yeah, dude.
As the best.
I was on the couch for a long time. Yeah, man. I was working, dude. I was washing dishes under the table at a fucking Irish bar in Derry. Like, there wasn't a lot of money.
Which bar?
Wasn't about to go live at Montrose. Halligan's.
Fuck yeah, that's good Irish.
Well, the Halligan Tavern. Yeah, it's not there anymore. It's something else, but yeah.
Dude, bus boy, dude. That kept me alive for most of my life. Bussing tables. You move to any city, any town. Everybody needs a bus boy. And you get good fucking money too.
Yeah, you get decent tips.
Well, even on like the slow nights, like I remember, you know, like if you're a waiter and you didn't get enough tables or whatever, but like I remember bussing tables and everybody tips you out. So you always do decent.
True.
It's the lowest rung on the restaurant ladder, though.
Right. Yeah, that and dishwasher.
Yeah, and I worked at places where you did both. You're like you're dish dogging and bussing.
And your security. Yeah, that's... Dude, I used to love that job, man. Be out back blasting fucking Slayer or whatever hardcore. I'm just like 11, just washing dish. Somebody comes back, they're like, hey, we need you to grab this dude. Me and 3 other dudes from the kitchen go out and drag him out. Like that. I love that job, man. I made pennies, but cutting fries and tapping kegs and, you know what I mean?
Whatever they need. Shit. Yeah, they're just like,
yeah, 100%.
Anything that nobody else wants to do, they're just like, let the busboy do it.
Yeah, dude.
Except for cleaning toilets, too. I remember one time I was bussing at a Mexican restaurant, and boss came in and he was like, hey, they clogged the toilet. And I was like, I bust tables, bro. I ain't fucking unclogging that toilet.
Right.
I'll walk out of here right now, bro.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, well, I'll go do it. I was like, yeah, clean that shitter. You're beneath me. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Sometimes
the other thing I was gonna ask too, here's the Comstar wheels. That's what they're called. You can do fucking tube or tubeless.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those things were fucking ugly as fuck, but what a cool concept. Yeah. I had one of those, and dude, I bought it for like $400, and then I put Clubman bars on it, and I sold it for $1,000. That's it.
No shit.
Yeah, just put Clubman bars upside down. Made $600. I had it for like maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah. That's sick.
But those things are cool as shit.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was a cool first bike. I just Yeah.
That poor gypsy witch though.
Carburetor.
She went through some surgery, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's that poor thing. I hate to admit, sitting out in the fucking. It's literally sitting out in the shed right now. No front end. The motor's half apart. The primary's completely apart.
Yeah.
Charging system's removed. Like it's
You scalped a lot of it for your scythe build.
Yeah.
And Connor destroyed it with his asshole.
Cut his choppers. Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, bent the rear fender. Yeah, Wigwam Motors.
Yeah, that was a good ride.
So, yeah,
that was a fun ride.
Just because I'm a cheap. I wasn't there. Obviously, I'm glad I wasn't. I don't know. Maybe if I was, that wouldn't have happened. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, I had to scalp a lot of parts off of that bike for this because ports are stupid and they're more expensive than they should be, and they're harder to find than they need to be. So, yeah. And that's the last 4-speed Sportster I'm doing. But,
yeah, dude. Actually, that thing's been under the knife.
Which is still around.
Like, because we talked about this when I broke down in Deadbeat when you first finished it. And you were just like, thing was broke down. Would you snap a throttle cable or something? You were hauling it back.
Yep.
And you were just like, you took your knife out and you just like cut the regulator out, like slitting its fucking throat. And then you got it back together. I got you another regulator. And then once you started building the scythe, you're like, I think I'm going to use this. I think I'm going to put the carb on it. I think I'm going to do this. And then the fucking thing was just stripped in your garage. Just like,
yep.
Yeah. She's a donor. She's an organ donor.
Cannibalize the fuck out of that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I have we had some good times on that thing though. I remember breaking down on the side of the highway. I forget where the fuck we were going. And you were cutting into that thing. The electric shit was all fucked up. And we're on the side. I think we're coming back from Loctite's house, and it was like on 101, and the sun's like going down. So it's like a race for time. None of us have flashlights.
I think that's when I figured out that it was that loose terminal in that circuit breaker fucking with me, right? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that fucking bike, man, that thing plagued me every step of the way. I thought by keeping it...
How many carbs did you have on that thing?
Fuck, dude. I must have 6-7 CV carb bodies laying around.
No shit.
Not necessarily off of that bike, but it started with an SNS. It had a Super E on it. Yeah, that poor fucking thing. I learned a lot of shit on that motor.
Yeah, that's right. I vapor honed that carb and it would never work again.
Yep.
I think I ruined it.
Yeah. I got it back. I have it. Yeah. I gave it away and then it came back to me. So
you still have it?
Yeah. I'm going to keep it for spares because the Evo has an SNS on it.
Oh, it does. Okay. Yeah. Spare parts, dude.
Yeah, for sure. Even if it's not the right jetting, I have a spare bowl and whatever else. So,
jets your feet.
Right.
You're keeping the SNS on that thing though?
I am leaving it the fuck alone until I figure out what's going on.
They run.
You know what I mean? If I can hook up the electronics to it and give the thing fuel and air and it'll fire and run, I'm good with it. It's got a Thunderjet in it and shit. I'm not.
That's so cool.
I'm not playing with it until I need to play with it. You know what I mean?
On a Thunderjet.
The thing is fucking cool, man. Yeah. I've been pretty insistent with myself that I'm going to leave the air cleaner on too, just because that's what it was tuned to. But I don't think I'm going to be able to leave the teardrop on there. No shade to the teardrop, but a stock big ass chrome teardrop.
I like the mini teardrops too. They're like fucking $300.
Yeah,
for a stamp piece of aluminum.
I think at that point, I'm just going to make my own. Yeah. They're not that hard to make, and it doesn't have to be quality. It's going on my own bike, so
yeah,
probably make my own.
Are you gonna try to make it just like like a bird deflector type thing, like just some cool shit.
Yeah,
Because you dabble in the casting.
Yeah, that's something that I'm getting geared up to dabble in again.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. That's something I definitely want to get into. I want to try and start making as much as I can. I got a borrowed TIG welder set up so that I can start learning some TIG for some stainless shit. But I'm just trying to get a bunch of different things down and different processes down and shit. Because I don't know, I just want to take this shit more seriously. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with tearing down a Sportster frame and putting a hardtail on it and putting a bunch of parts on it and building it back up to what you want. That's the shit. That's
you
what
gotta
it's
keep
all
on
about.
challenging yourself.
Yeah,
do more yourself. You know,
for sure. Yeah, and I think that'll be good for me. I think it'll be mentally, it'll give me a chance to I won't get sucked into 3 months of just doing paint, and then by the end of it, I'm like, I don't want to fucking touch a paint gun ever again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can do bebop from one thing to the other and
that's the
keep
fun.
it fresh.
That's the fun stuff. Is like the new challenges. You know, like you go from like bending metal or shaping sheet metal and welding, and how do you fix this problem? To maybe upholstering your own seat or fucking painting
Right.
your own shit. I didn't tell you. I have a lathe now. I don't have
You
it.
do?
I don't have it in the garage. Yeah. My someone in the family passed, and it's an old lathe, and it's in Rhode Island. I have to figure out how to pick it up, but
Is it a big one?
it's a big one.
Oh, no shit.
It's a big one. Yeah, for real. So we can start.
Yeah.
We can start doing some shit, dude. I gotta learn how to use it, and I think I have to cut all the fucking strings off my hoodies so I don't get my fucking face sucked in.
Dude, fuck that, man.
Yeah,
That shit's happened to me just with using a grinder or a fucking
yeah.
a wire wheel on
I'm stupid.
grinder.
I'm stupid reckless with that shit, dude. I'm stupid reckless. And I've seen motherfuckers, dude. I saw this video of it was like in Russia or something, some like fucking industrial plant or whatever. And I saw a dude get sucked into an industrial lathe.
Oh,
It was fucking brutal. Yeah.
yikes.
Do not Google. Do not find that.
Nah, I won't.
Yeah. But yeah, I want to do being able to make your own parts is like so key. Like the welding thing is a no-brainer. You got to be able to weld,
Yep.
make your own parts, and then the lathe, I think, is the next step. Once you get a lathe, and then after that, if you really want to get fancy, like Bridgeport or something,
Right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm trying to get a casting setup going. Just foot pegs and air cleaner and
yeah, I gotta at least get something where I can smelt these fucking aluminum cans, dude. I got like an unlimited supply of aluminum here.
Yeah. It's not hard to do, man. Just need a crucible. But yeah, so I want to get into that shit and metal shaping and a little bit of everything, man. Polishing. So I'm just slowly, when I get money and the chance and the opportunity, I get, a new piece of equipment or whatever. So I'm trying to be a little bit into everything. I don't want to just be paint.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Paint games, hard business, dude. And you know it well enough that you can paint your own bike. That's sick. That's a great fucking skill, dude. You can build a bike and
that's all it was. Yeah, that was the intention. And I really seriously, I encourage everybody to do your own bike at least once. I get it. If paint's just not your shit and you have no interest,
yeah,
cool, got it. I don't blame you. But I really encourage everybody, just go get a Harbor Freight gun, get some cheap base coat, get some cheap clear coat, get some fucking fine line tape, and just try it.
yeah.
it can't hurt. If it sucks, so what? Sand it off and have somebody else do it. You know what I mean? But it's a lot of fun, and I get a lot of respect of putting something on my bike that I painted. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
I don't know.
if you're like a fucking
if you can do it,
if you're like a shop, you know, and you're building bikes and stuff, you're the fab guy. You know, that's different. If you're a dude and you're just building your own shit, try a little bit of everything, you know? Try to get into a little bit of everything. Right. Some of the stuff is like wicked expensive, you know, like it's cost prohibitive. Not everybody can get a tubing bender, you know. Not everybody can get into paint pretty cheap. You know, like you said, like a fucking Harbor Freight gun, a fucking filter, a pint.
Compressor.
Yeah, compressor. Everybody should have a compressor. If you have a garage, you need a compressor.
If you're doing a gas tank, if you're doing for yourself for the first time and you're not going for like super professional results, you absolutely can paint a gas tank and a fender with a fucking pancake compressor. It's going to run the whole time. You're probably going to just put an extra fucking fisheye filter in there to keep any water out.
Yeah.
You can do it. You don't need
to caution. The rattle can is not cheaper unless you.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Once you get into the 2K shit, like you're going to be using a lot of motherfucking clear, dude. And I wish that I would have just bought a fucking gallon of clear. Because that hides all your shitty mess that you made. You know, like you're gonna have fucking orange peel, you're gonna have fucking bullshit, and once you clear coat over it, you're just like, and you get a little scuff, a little buff, like a fucking mirror, dude.
Yeah, it's my thing with rattle can. I don't have any issues with rattle can at all because I'm gonna rattle can the frame on the Evo. For me, it's just you can't control a rattle can the way you can control a paint gun.
Yeah.
And I don't like sanding runs out of paint. And it's just the way most of that shit is catalyzed. You run into some weird shit, or not catalyzed. You run into some weird shit with reactions sometimes. And it's just, I want to be able to control how much paint is going on to what I'm painting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I pull the trigger, I don't want to just that fucking rattle can's on or off. And like, yeah, you can go get different tips, but just get a fucking $17 Harbor Freight paint gun.
Yeah. We should definitely bring back the Choppin' 301 because I want to do a deep dive in the paint with you. I know we did it for the laddies. We did it for the laddies like a year ago, but
yep.
That would be a great episode. Paint. I think that paint and electric, you know, like those are the two big mysteries. Like a lot of dudes can bang on some metal, you know, they can weld, you know, they got that shit down, the mechanical shit. Maybe they can rebuild a motor. But the thing I think that like number one, electrical stuff, but number two, I think is paint. Is like I don't even want to fucking touch it. But you can do it, like you said, like you walked me through doing my fucking tank, rattle can, you know, and you can get a really good result, you know. And I think it's, you know, the laddies got it. We don't call them laddies anymore. It's hood rats, and dirt bags. And by the way, you're still signed up, motherfucker.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're still signed up for like $30 a month.
Yeah. Yeah. Pay to play, right?
I was looking at that the other day.
I realized that.
And you're still paying my truck insurance, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna call him.
I'm
gonna call him and say I'm Dan. I gotta cancel my insurance.
Do it. Then I don't owe those motherfuckers any more money.
Even if I get in an accident, they ain't paying shit because it's uninspected.
Right.
I shouldn't be driving it.
Yeah. I did get in that truck, dude. So You're really fucked.
Oh shit, dude. Um, what else? Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about? I know you omitted a lot.
Like what?
No, yeah, I mean, just, I don't know what you're comfortable
I don't know. I guess I'll tell. I guess I should probably at least add in my other interests or whatever. I'm also very much into especially the local hardcore scene, hardcore music. Um, so I started getting into that. I remember I was in 8th grade, still lived in Illinois, and a friend of mine, Jennifer Davis, by some divine miracle, Jennifer, if you're out there and you hear this, that'd be fucking crazy. Hit me up. But Jennifer Davis gave me a CD. It had Hatebreed, it had Biohazard, and then it had like, fuck, yeah, like Cannibal Corpse and Slayer and a couple other things. But that was the first like hardcore that I'd ever heard. So from there, it just became, if anybody roughly my age, I'm 35. If anybody roughly my age remembers On Demand, I used to go in my folks' room and go On Demand and go in like alternative rock or whatever. And it would always show like the heavier stuff there. So that's kind of where I found that shit, and then just kept going from there. I started going to shows when I was like 14 when I moved up here. And I fucking love the Boston hardcore scene. I'm very blessed to still be around it. So that's just really important to me. So into the show. So if we have, somebody who's in a band or whatever on the show one week, you won't be surprised.
Definitely want to get some hardcore dudes in here because that scene is really interesting. Like learning from you because I'm not a hardcore kid, I'm not a punk kid. I listen to like Blink-182, but it's its own little fucking subculture, just like the chopper community, just like like the fucking stunt community or the fucking club community, and really interesting. It's really interesting, and I will go to a hardcore show and we'll live stream it when I go there, and I'm gonna get shit faced. I'm gonna go in the mosh pit with my fucking leather jacket with 6-foot studded arms. Now I've been in mosh pit. I mean, like back in the day, dude. I used to, like I definitely went to like some local punk concert. Like when I was living in Florida, I was in Gainesville. They had an awesome music scene there, and
Yeah.
I went to a lot of punk shows. Actually, I met Brother Ali in Atmosphere, like when they were coming up, and they're rap, but
Oh, okay.
yeah. But in a punk show, I actually went to a punk show, and the bassist threw me off the stage. It was at an Irish bar. I think it was called like the Shamrock or something. And I was drinking tequila at an Irish bar, and I got thrown off the stage, and I broke my elbow. He threw me off the stage, and I landed on like the stage was like concrete, and broke my elbow, and it got infected because I didn't have health insurance at the time. So I was just like 2 weeks. I was just like, ow. I probably had like a sling from Rite Aid or something. And then I ended up going to the fucking emergency room, and they're like, yeah, you fractured your elbow and it's fucking infected, you scumbag.
Jesus.
Yeah. Shout out Gaines Villains. But
That's brutal.
yeah, I'd like to go to a hardcore show. And in fact, dude, since you've been on the show, mad dude's been hitting me up with playlists. Like, check this guy out.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah, yeah. And I've been listening to
Good
him.
shit.
I've been listening to him. It's just like I gotta be in the right frame of mind to listen to hardcore. It's very angry and fast, which is great. Like when you're pissed off,
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
If you're pissed off all the time, it's perfect.
Yeah. I'm not pissed off all the time. I'm like
I remember.
super chill.
Yeah, you are. You're much more level.
No, it's true though. I mean, I love. I'm not like a huge like. You're a big music guy, right?
Hmm.
You play music.
Yeah,
You go to shows.
yeah.
Like it's a big part of your life. It's a big part of your character. I'm not I love music and I listen to music all the time, but I'm not a. I've never been like a like go to a show type of guy. You know,
Yeah,
I've been to shows and stuff, but I don't enjoy it like some people do. You know, and it's like
I get.
you'll just go to a show and that's what you're doing and you're enjoying yourself and you're listening to the music. That to me music is almost like secondary. It's like background to whatever else I'm doing, you know? I don't know if that makes sense.
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
Like there's some people that are
yeah. No, for me,
active in it and then there's people like more passive about it, you know?
for sure. There's always, yeah, the wallflowers and stuff that are kind of just there with a drink. It's just a social experience or whatever. But yeah, it's definitely more serious than that for me personally. Yeah, I played in a bunch of different hardcore bands and stuff throughout the years, and I still play drums and guitar pretty much every single day. So yeah, it's definitely more like more often than not, I'm like almost studying. You know what I mean? As corny as that sounds to say, like I'll zoom in on the drummer if it's a band I know and their drummer's really good, and I like to play along with other people's shit, at home. So I'll be zoomed in on the drummer, and it's like yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I
maybe that's
totally get
it
what
too,
you're
is like
saying.
you can actually do it. Like I can't play any instruments, right? So like well, I probably could. I mean,
Yeah,
I grew up. I played piano when I was a young boy. My nana, she was like organ player in the church and shit. But
yeah,
I didn't like it. My parents made me go up there and I'd play fucking Mary Had a Little Lamb and shit. But then I was like 16 and I wanted to be in a band because it's cool. Maybe get some puss or whatever. But I didn't.
yeah.
I remember I had like a guitar teacher and I had a guitar and he's like, all right, so play this. And then I'd come back like a week later and he's like, you're not studying at all. I just didn't have the drive, you know?
Yeah, for
He's like, what do
sure.
you,
I was one of those kids that like when I wasn't at school or, after school sports or whatever, I was in my room like literally all the time. So I wanted to play drums like my whole life growing up. I have a very, very vivid memory of the first time I saw a drum set in person. It like sparked the whole deal. But right about the time I think I was right about 13 where I was like, okay, I want a drum set. I want to learn how to play drums now. And my folks had my baby sister. So they were like, we ain't having a fucking drum set now. It's with a newborn.
if you wake the baby,
And
we're
now
gonna kill
having
you.
had newborns. Yeah. And now having had newborns, I totally understand where they were coming from.
We got my
Yeah,
daughter
so instead,
on her second birthday. We got her a drum set for like Christmas or some shit, and then we had the twins and drum set went to the dump. You are not banging on this motherfucker when these goddamn pieces of shit are
yeah,
sleeping.
we don't, yeah, no way. So instead of that, my stepdad had he had an acoustic guitar just sitting in a closet. So I picked that up and taught myself how to play guitar. Uh, yeah. And I was in a Blink 182 and Green Day cover band the last 2 years in high school too.
Oh shit!
So it's funny you say, yeah, it's funny you say Blink 182, but yeah. And then actually, I think it was once I was in the military, I was able to get around a drum set, and they had like these little MWR tents and shit. Like the church tent would usually have music equipment. If they weren't doing church, you could use it. So I'd go in there and play drums, and that's kind of where I taught myself how to play drums too. But
Dude,
yeah, I would say I'm primarily a drummer, but I've been playing guitar since I was 14, and I have been just as bad since I was like 20. I think I plateaued at 20, and just
drumming is fucking hard, dude. I don't even understand it. I don't
drum.
even I don't even understand how it works. You're not reading music, are you?
And fuck no.
No, you're just like fucking. You gotta like, yeah. I got a tin ear. as they say. Like I don't pick up on that shit.
That's the thing with drums. Like playing guitar, it's a little bit different because you have to find the notes. You have to find like exactly where they're playing on the scale. With
Yeah.
drums, you're not going by notes. You're going by he's hitting crash here, snare here, kick here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
You got to be like in tune with it. Yeah.
yeah, you just have to have the rhythm, and you have to pick up on.
Yeah.
You know
Like
what I mean?
I've been playing piano. It's just like it's kind of like a game of like fucking bop it or whatever. You just got to memorize where to put your fingers. You know, you're like hit this one, this one, this one, this one, then this
Dude.
one.
A piano is just a horizontal guitar, dude. I'm not kidding. If you can play piano, you can play guitar.
Yeah, I should probably pick that up. The one thing I'd really like to do musically is be able to freestyle. That's one thing that I think I could actually invest some time into figuring out how to do that. That would be a fun skill.
That's not a thing for me, dude. I don't have the quick wit. I can't do it. There's no way. I'm the guy that would write it in the peace and security of my own fucking house, and then I would memorize it and I would pull it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I couldn't come up with shit off the dome. No way.
Dude, my cousin, the guy that does the Wicked Tasty truck.
Yep.
He's a fucking freestyle beast, dude. I'm hoping to get him on the show.
Yeah.
I actually already asked him, and he was like, "Yeah, he's a busy guy. He's opened up a restaurant and shit." But dude, back in the day, we get drunk and get into like a cipher or whatever, and he'd just be like, "He's like my favorite rap."
That's sick.
Yeah. But I was never able to do it.
Oh shit!
Like we'd get all drunk and like sit around and be like, "Oh, do a freestyle." I couldn't. Yeah. I think it's like the maybe my mind's too slow. You have to be like
mine is
smart and like good at talking and shit. I don't know, but maybe I could teach myself.
Yeah,
that's one skill. Like some people want to like learn like a foreign language or something. I'd like to be able to freestyle. And then you can play the drums.
That'd be cool. I definitely couldn't do it. Yeah, we'll start a fucking rap rock band, dude.
The next Linkin Park, bro.
Dude, I'm down for whatever. I'm down for whatever, man. I miss playing music with people. If you're around this area, if you're around Manchester and you play hardcore punk and you're looking for a drummer, let me know.
Yeah, if you're into any kind of music, if you're like into music, hardcore, if you're local, hit us up. I'd love to have you on the show. Even if you're not local, if you listen to the show and you're like, "Oh yeah, fucking play some cool ass shit." I do want to get. We already have a guest list that has a lot of those dudes on it. It's just a matter of getting them on the show, you know, like an angle in that. But
for sure.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about in your life on your Get to Know Dan episode?
I don't think so, man. Pretty uninteresting. But I mean, that's pretty much it.
Not true, guys. I know way more than he's playing it close to the vest. But that's okay. That's okay. If you want to know Dan,
I'm not doing anything intentionally.
You gotta just come and meet him in person. He's one of the most interesting dudes I've ever met. And one of the most solid motherfuckers. Seriously.
Thank you, dude.
And I'm old. I've met like 1 million people, dude. So that's saying something. I've met 1 million people at least.
I appreciate you.
Yeah. So that's Dan's episode. You guys all know Dan intimately now. Not as intimately as I know him.
Never will.
Does your wife listen to the show? She must listen to the show.
I think she probably will listen. She'll probably listen to this one. I think usually she has every intention of listening to it, but she stays at home with our daughter, and that's a full-time job in and of itself. So I don't think she's gotten through a full one yet.
We swear too much.
I think she understands, like, yeah, I mean, this is just us shooting the shit. I told her it's basically just like we're talking in the garage, and she's like, "Yeah, okay, I don't need to hear all that."
Is she
But
is she
if we're
coming?
doing this one?
Is she coming to the Lowlife leftovers?
I doubt it.
Yeah, child care and all that.
Yeah, but not sure. Yeah, it's tough. But yeah, not 100% sure yet. Haven't figured that out, but hopefully that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
be there.
we gotta thank some of those motherfuckers that make the show possible. Time for our sponsors.
Up first, we got Steve over at Deadbeat Customs. Steve's all about grassroots motorcycle riders. Take it upon themselves to build and customize their bike. They offer parts for all Harley-Davidson models and also offer custom parts for choppers, bobbers, trackers, and cafe racers. When it comes to building custom motorcycles, they carry the best brands available. Go visit their brick and mortar store in Tewksbury, Mass, or at deadbeatcustoms.com. Remember to enter code LOWLIFE at checkout to save some money. Next, we got Lowbrow Customs. Tyler and his team not only work hard to supply motorcycle enthusiasts with cool parts from small shops all around the world for over 20 years, but they also keep innovating and creating new parts and accessories, getting them out on the road. They are the #1 source for custom and chopper parts for your motorcycle. Go visit lowbrowcustoms.com. Next, we got Stay Strong Co. John Luke has been sent down from the heavens to bless us lowlifes with the greatest hot sauce on this mortal plane. Sweet heat baby Jesus in the white pants heralds a message from God himself. Don't put this on your butthole. It's for your mouth. The shits, and the hotter than hellfire Lowlife chopper sauce. Go to staystrongco.org today and grab yourself the holy trinity of hot sauces. Next, we got Oxford Code Choppers. Chris, the original bad boy bombaclat from Oxford, Connecticut. Frame restoration and repair, handlebars and hardtails, hard parts for hard men. His hardtails are TIG welded and installed in-house. Made from USA-made steel, he is your man for the hardest shit to hit the East Coast since Hurricane Bob. Find him on Instagram at oxfordco.choppers.
Thanks for listening to all our sponsors. Go support them. Go support them. They're all rock solid. We don't have any.
Yep.
We don't have any sponsors that we don't personally support ourselves. I've spent,
Right, baby.
dude, Oxford Co Choppers. First of all, he's your Bill Welch People's champ. Support him now, and he's gonna remember the little people when he's rich and famous. And
Speaking of him, I just got to go down there this past weekend.
that's right.
Went down,
Right.
picked up a bike. I'll keep it brief, but yeah, we went down there. Alex just happened to set up a deal on a shovel, so we went down and picked it up. And we realized, like, on our way down there, we're like, dude, we're gonna be like, I think we were 11 minutes away from Chris's place, and Chris was doing. Like,
it was like that. Oh no shit.
It would, dude. It just happened, like, straight up. Because I would have brought the bars and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I had a frame that I need to get to them and stuff. So it was like totally just happenstance. So we picked up the bike, and then we rolled over there, and we got there before everybody else. So we got to hang out. Derek Savage ended up coming by while we were there, and we all just kind of went through Chris's build and his shop. And dude, fucking unreal, man. Like, way, way, way over people like us, you know what I mean? Like,
he's really impressive.
He's doing, it's unreal, man. His mind just works in a different way. It really does.
Like, when you hang out with him and he's like zoned in, dude, he's built differently.
Mm-hmm.
That's why on this show, look, mad respect to anybody
expecting us.
Oh, he wasn't.
He wasn't expecting us because we were a little bit early. So when we got there, he was still in work mode. Like, you could tell he was going to squeeze as much work as he could of his night before people came over. So he literally, like, at one point, I think he had to say, like, sorry, dude, just give me a sec. I got to snap out of it here. Like, he was fucking, it's no bullshit, man.
Dude, he's laser.
What's going on? And fucking crazy, dude. And that bike is going to be unfucking real, man.
Dude, insane. I mean, so
keep an eye out on that.
A couple of things on on Chris just in general. It's just like you're saying, like I went down there. He is just like when I showed up at his house, he was just like laser focused on what he was doing, you know? Like he's just like zoomed in, you know?
Yeah.
But his shop is so impressive. He has everything you need to make like an entire bike from scratch, you know? And being able to do the frame shit, dude, that's tough. That's fucking tough. But
he is straight up building a bike from scratch. I got to see those trees that he made from fucking scratch.
From scratch.
I hold them in my hand, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah. And on this show, dude, no shade, mad respect to everybody else that's in Built Will's People's Champ, but Chris deserves it more than anybody else. He works so fucking hard. He's so fucking talented, and his bikes. That's the kind of bike. If I was going to commission a bike, that's the bike I would get. The toughest shit.
For sure.
The toughest bikes, dude. It's just like no bullshit. I just love his style, you know? And he has his own style, you know? Actually, he was just on another podcast recently, and he was talking about that. And he's just like, hey, if you like my style, come to me. If you like, he shouted out like Plum Speed. He's like, if you like the way he builds bikes, which another amazing builder from New England, you know? And like his is just like right in my wheelhouse, just like tough fucking bikes, no fucking bullshit. But that's enough sucking his dick. Hopefully he comes on the show. Hopefully he's not too busy. I'd love to get him back on because he's done so much in the last, I can't remember last time we had him on, but like last time we had him on, he went full time. He's fucking killing it, dude. And he's built insane bikes. And he got into the frame repair stuff. That shit's tough as fuck, dude. Someone brings you a fucked up fucking frame. Unbelievable. Anyway.
And he turns it around like that, dude.
Unbelievable.
Like, yeah. He's the fucking man.
Yeah. That's who you want building your bike, dude. When he has your shit in front of him, he's fucking locked in. Yeah, I love it. I love it. But all right, we're gonna do a buddy check real quick.
Buddy check, baby. Check on your people.
Check on your people. You know, we got a buddy check from Loctite today. He reached out to us.
Yep.
He was like, "What's up? I love you, motherfuckers." And we were like, "We love you too." And you know, it felt good. Like when we hopped on here, we were like, I was like, "Did you get a text from Loctite?" And he was like, "Yeah, I got a big old tape." You know what I mean? Checking on you boys. Send them some gay shit.
Sure.
Just be like, "Yo, you know what?
Yep.
You're a real one. Love you. What are you doing? You know, see what they're doing. Do you need any help? Just check on your boys.
That's it, man. That's it. That's the whole deal.
Just check in on them.
It's your responsibility as a friend to make sure your friends are good.
Fuck yeah, dude. Even you don't have to say shit, dude. I don't say shit. People check in on me. My life's in total disarray. I'm dying. But people check in on me, they go, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "I'm doing good." But it just feels nice to know that people are like, "Hey, how you doing?" You don't have to air out your fucking dirty laundry. You know what I mean?
But if you need help, get it.
Yeah.
If you need help, get it.
If you need help, get it. If you got your fucking shit show under control, just be like, "Appreciate you, bro."
Yep.
Love that buddy check.
Fuck yeah.
And we're here for you too. You know, you don't know us personally, but me and Dan both, we don't know you personally, but we fucking love you. You're listening to my voice right now? You need help. And I can help you. I have a lot of good advice.
Reach out anytime.
I got a lot of good advice. So, all right, that's the buddy check. Are we doing CeeLo?
I got the dice in my hand already.
You got the dice? I got all the money. By the way, our Lost episode, Dan won. We did a $5 game.
Ooh.
Dan won everything.
Is that void? Do I have to give that money back now?
No, dude, it's your money. It's still here. Look at this, though. You got fucking racks, bro. We did a $5 game and I had a 6 and this piece of shit. Would you roll a 4, 5, 6?
4, 5, 6, baby.
Can you believe that? Can you believe that?
Good.
I was totally broke. It was my last Finsky. All right. Let me see if I can get this.
Sorry, bro.
All right. Elo. I got to move some shit out of the way. We're going to use the roly-poly dice. Dude, look at that. The Dems is beautiful. All right, we're going to do a $1 game. All right, you won yesterday, so you're going to go first. Can you guys hear the dice? Nothing. Triple 4s. That's going to be hard to beat. Nothing. 5. You won again. Dude, I don't think I've won once. I don't think I've won at all. I suck. It's all your money anyways.
Oh, man.
Dude, this is so nice, though, with the fucking, dude, the little fucking coin purse there. Little fucking rabbit's foot.
Yep.
And the burnt up wood burning for the CeeLo fucking table, dude. So we don't got sloppy dice. Till next time, low lives. Roll the dice. Get in trouble. Have fun. And never stop chopping.